All right, let's give Nick Foles some love.
Let's do it. What do you guys got? Come on. How about this guy?
Listen, it's been an amazing career. The highs and lows of every NFL athlete. You're going to have times where you're the most wanted guy, most talked about guy. Remember when he was throwing those 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions?
Yep.
And we thought, man, this young quarterback in Philadelphia is doing something very special. And then he disappears for a while. And he thinks about retiring a couple years ago. Then he finds himself in Kansas City. And people forget that when Alex Smith went down 2 seasons ago with the concussion, he went in 2 games and won 2 games. And then the NFC title game, plays the best game of his life. And we said on this show last week, if Nick Foles is going to win this game, he's going to have to play
even better,
yeah. Nearly perfect. And that's what he did. Now, was it a flawless game? No, but in the moments, the biggest moments of this game, he came up with the biggest throws. Of course, we love the trick play and the catch, but for me, it was stuff like that, inside the pocket, negotiating with his feet, and then having, I guess, the composure on 4th down plays to deliver the ball up against a defense that was ferociously trying to hit him in the mouth. Nick Foles, I called him the GOAT, and somebody on Twitter said, don't disrespect Brady like that.
What did you mean?
I said, don't disrespect Foles like that. So, listen, we can call Brady the GOAT because he's the greatest of all time. But one of the best quarterbacks of the postseason is Nick Foles this year.
And, Kay, you brought it up. You kind of sprinkled it a little bit as a sneak peek. I think we're going to be talking about it for several weeks. It's this question of, okay, they've got this great run. What do you do with Nick Foles? What do you make of Nick Foles? Because we were just goofing around before the show, and Kyle said, well, who would you rather have if you're the Browns? First overall pick and Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, or the Super Bowl MVP who just looked Brady and Belichick in the eyes and slayed them? I don't know what to do with Nick Foles. He has another year left on the contract, but if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, it's one of those things where let's keep as much of the band together as we can, and if they have this great relationship with Carson Wentz and the way that Nick Foles is, he might gladly say, you know what? It's Carson's team. I'm here when you need me. I have my Super Bowl MVP, and I am an Eagle. Whatever that means, quarterback 1, quarterback 2, I am an Eagle. Nick Foles, to me, has all the respect in the world from me right now because selfless, humbled, and then completely confident, and he beat Brady. Brady threw for 534. Nick Foles played better last night.
Zach Ertz said that he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks, Nick Foles, in the league. Do you want to see him? I know you like Carson Wentz a lot, too. Do you want to see him stay, though, in Philly?
It's fascinating because normally I would say, no. Wentz is the guy. Deal him. Deal him now. Deal him this morning while it's hot. Get a 2nd-round pick. Get a 1st-round pick. Let's maximize this thing. But there is something to keeping him. We've never seen a full situation ever. I like to personalize these things, take it out of our circle here. My wife, Brooke, doesn't know anything about football. All week we're in the hotel. We walk to our elevator, and there's a massive poster of Brady and a massive poster of Foles.
She said, where's Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, she has a massive poster of him in our room. She goes, who is this guy? Who is this? I go, that's Nick Foles. And she goes, is he good? And I go, yes. And she says, well, tell me about him. He's been on a lot of different teams. He played well last week. She said, is he great? And I go, I don't know. She said, but why? If he played really well last week, how come nobody believes him? And I said, that's a great question, honey. She takes me out of my comfort zone. But the fact is, I think there's still a prejudice about Nick Foles because he's bounced around, and we remember him as a Ram, or we don't remember him. He is an awesome quarterback.
He was slinging it last night.
The ceiling
There's going to
word.
be the question about how much it has to do with the coaching staff and them adjusting and the RPOs
lot.
and all of that. So would he be successful in another system?
Doug Peterson,
I don't
Frank
know.
Reich are career backup quarterbacks. That's what they were, the Packers and Bills. So they could say, dude, like we're here, we're with you.
Check out this resume. Now he has the 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions season.
7 touchdowns in a game.
7 touchdowns in a game. And in this season, when he took over for Wentz, he beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan was our former MVP last season. He beat the best defense in the Minnesota Vikings. He had a great game 2 weeks ago, and then he played unbelievable, and now is a Super Bowl MVP. So if you're talking about highs and lows, there's a lot of guys that got paid this year. My guy, Matt Stafford.
Derek
Carr.
Kirk Cousins is going to get $30 million.
I take Nick Foles' resume, that small resume, that small sample size, over a lot of guys making big money.
Ceiling.